what you want to do now is think about exactly where you do want the strips to be. I want my flower to be pretty much in the middle of my weaving. So I think that I'll start with this fabric strip right here and put these guys off to the side. I'm going to thread my tapestry needle with the fabric strip, making sure that I've got the right side going up. Don't want to do upside down by mistake. And like I say, I'm left-handed, so I'm going to weave from left to right. If you weave from right to left, no problem. Now, I'm going to center up my fabric strip and just pack it down. If you find that a fork is helpful, a fork can help you coax it down too. So if you like using that, go ahead and just get a regular old table fork. The next step is we're going to weave a row of the embroidery floss. I would cut out about 1 yard of it. And if you happen to have 2 tapestry needles, it's easier to have one for the embroidery floss and one for the fabric strip, but it's not necessary. Now, when I go across, I want to make sure that I pay attention to the sides here, the warp threads on the edges. The fabric strip went over it on this row. So when I'm going back, I want to make sure that I'm going under it. I'm going to leave about 1 inch or so hanging down and then just pack it in. Then I'm going to go back again with my embroidery thread. Oops. Now be careful when you're pulling your embroidery thread, the weft thread, that you don't pull too tight on the edge or it's going to pull the weaving in and will end up being skinnier on the top than it is on the bottom. So you want to make sure we got a nice loop there. A little too loose is better than too tight. And I like to have my warp thread at an angle, and I slowly pack it in as I bring it down. And the next step is the next fabric strip. Being careful that I'm keeping the pattern right side up, pointing to the top. This last weft row went over that warp thread, so I'm going to be sure that I go under with my fabric strip. Now, I'm going to be careful here that I'm lining up the pattern. There's a little leaf here, a little vine going on here. So I'm just going to make sure I'm laying that right on top. Then I'll be sure my flowers should all line up too. Looking good. Now when I get my embroidery floss again, I'm going to be sure that it goes behind this fabric strip. If I didn't do that, it would just go up like that, and that wouldn't look as nice. So it's going to go behind that fabric strip. And being careful as I pull this through that I'm not pulling too tightly here. It's better to have it loose over here on the edge than too tight. and then return. Keeping the warp thread at an angle, I'm packing it down. I'm going to take out the top straw because it's getting a little bit too hard to weave in that little space. It makes a little bit more space by taking it out. We're all finished weaving in the fabric strips. In the next lesson, I'll show you how to sew in the top edging. We'll see you there. If you'd like to learn more about weaving, subscribe to my channel. And be sure to check out my website, The Creativity Patch. There's lots more things to learn there, and I've got some really fun weaving kits. See you there, and happy weaving!